The UWP leader presents a petition to reinstate a former airport security officer. And former President Eliud Williams would like to see salary increases linked to productivity and Dominica's tourism to benefit from a vagrancy policy to go before Cabinet. I'm Gavin Richards with the Channel 5 News. We'll have details after this.
Looking for the best deals on household and electronic items? Then shop and save at the Muslim store. Prices slashed. Television at the Muslim store. Prices slashed. Washers, it's the Muslim style. Prices slashed. Laptops at the Muslim store. Prices slashed. Jewelry, it's the Muslim style. Visit us on the Bayfront today. The Muslim store. Locally born, locally grown.
Cashwiz is the one-of-a-kind pawn shop in Dominica. We'll trade all your old and used appliances for cash, grant loans applicable to the value of your vehicle and other appliances. A community service-oriented organization actively involved in building communities and empowering the young while partnering with social groups for nation building. So come to Cashwiz Dominica on the corner of Stibble Street and St. Johnson's Avenue, Pottersville, Roseau. Call us today at 440-5555. Check us out on Facebook or email dominica@cashwiz.com.
Introducing the Ashley Collection at Quartz. Quartz has joined with Ashley Furniture, the #1 selling home furnishings brand in America, to bring you the most extraordinary furniture selection at unbeatable prices. It's now easier than ever before to find that perfect furniture piece for your home. And what's more, you can add that special touch with the right accent piece from our range of designer accessories from Ashley. Create the perfect look for your home with the Ashley Collection at Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home. Visit the new Ashley Gallery at our Roseau store.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. First up in the news, a petition containing over 500 signatures has been delivered to the Office of the Air and Seaport Authority CEO, calling for the reinstatement of a port officer.
On Monday, opposition leader Lennox Linton, led by United Workers' Party supporters, organized a peaceful protest at the Woodbridge Bay port in that regard. Linton had announced on the weekend that he would hand-deliver the petition to Benoit Badwell, head of the Air and Seaport Authority. There was heightened police and port security, and the premises of the port were barricaded during the time of the protest. After explaining to senior police officers his intent, Linton was allowed to enter to go to the Dominica Air and Seaport Authority building, accompanied by 2 men. Badwell was reportedly not at his office to receive the petition. The petition is requesting of Badwell to reinstate Vescott Jones of Marigot to his job as a port officer.
We left it with his secretary, Ms. Watty, who gave us this receipt of the document that we left. And so we are satisfied that Mr. Badwell, as she indicated to us, will get the letter as soon as he is available in his office. We were told that he was out of the meeting. We'll be monitoring very closely to see what action is taken in the interest of justice for Vescott Jones.
Jones was fired on December 10, 2014 after a disciplinary hearing.
This dismissal arises out of an incident at the Melville Hall Airport where I, Lennox Linton, leader of the United Workers' Party, was traveling out of the country and had with me a quantity of crabbacks. The young security officer advised me that I would not be able to travel out of the country with those crabbacks without a permit, I then sought to ask, well, how could I get a permit? And when he explained, I realized it was not going to be possible. So he allowed me at that point to give the crab backs back to the person who brought me to the airport so I could take them back to my home. And that is the reason why Vescott Jones was dismissed from his employment. I want the people of Dominica to be clear that this has nothing to do with industrial relations practice, procedure, law, or it has to do with political victimization.
Linton also raised concerns with the increased police security. However, Superintendent Claude Weeks told Channel 5 News the police have to be in a state of readiness during these situations. A cruise ship was also docked on the Woodbridge Bay port at the time. Idona Jean-Baptiste, Channel 5 News.
This is Channel 5 News. The former president of Dominica, His Excellency Eliud Williams, is recommending that government adopt an arrangement that links salary increases to enhance productivity.
His Excellency told the Public Service Awards ceremony on Friday that efficiency and sustainability demands contribute to the difficulties in salary negotiations for public officers.
That an appropriate mechanism can and must be established to compensate staff suitably for their efforts and to take account of exogenous factors over which we have little or no control as a small open economy. But it is well known that at the start of every triennial, we are reminded that the economy cannot support the requests made by the public sector unions. Partly in consequence of these declarations, the unions have resorted to acceptance of lower salary percentage increases with accompanying allowances or special fund packages.
The former president says all parties would have to agree in order for such an idea to work.
I am aware and recognize fully that such a measure must be economy-wide for both the public and private sectors and demands the commitment of the political directorate, senior public sector managers, public officers and their unions, and the associations. I am of the firm view that such a mechanism is not beyond our intellectual capacity as a people.
The former president is of the view that there are several areas within the public service where service delivery can be improved and arrangements made to provide the appropriate rewards or impose penalties.
You're watching Channel 5 News. The Ministry of Health will soon present a new policy to Cabinet to address the vagrancy situation in and around the Roseau.
Dr. Kenneth Daru says the situation with the vagrants in the city is having a negative impact on visitors to the island and a collaborative effort would be required to deal with the issue.
A proposal to establish the hospital at the acute psychiatric unit in an effort to manage a vagrancy situation in and around the city of Roseau is soon to be presented to Cabinet for consideration. It is common knowledge and no secret that this situation is having a negative impact on our visitors, especially those from the cruise ships. Clearly, this would require the collaboration of all and sundry, including, but not limited to, tourism, legal affairs, national security, housing, and other social services.
Dr. Daru says a social impact assessment will be conducted soon to guide a long-term policy to manage vagrants in Dominica. Meanwhile, Dr. Daru expressed solidarity with the community mental health teams as they use different forms of therapy to rehabilitate patients.
Over the past 3 years, Dominicans are finding it easier to receive mental health care within the primary health care setting, and we support this shift in emphasis from institution to community care and service. However, moving around the health districts over the past 2 weeks or so, I would have recognized the challenges in such a move. And health teams around the island have been asking for new ways to support the patients in their respective communities.
More news documents which will give teeth to policies on gender equality and protection from spousal abuse are awaiting Cabinet's approval. Head of the Bureau of Gender Affairs, Rosie Brown, says amongst its top achievements in 2014 was an update of the 2006 National Gender Policy.
There are some major outcomes that came out of especially the consultation as part of the acceleration of the implementation of the National Gender Policy. We were able to come up with a an updated national gender policy, as well as a national strategic plan on gender mainstreaming and a national plan for against gender, to deal with gender violence. Now, these are all on the way to be approved.
Brown says the country is in a better situation to advance gender equality with the proposed policy and plans.
The policy will seek to influence different processes, how people relate, men with each other. Let's say the resources of the country and is distributed or is distributed to benefit people on an equal basis. Even our funders have been asking, I had the occasion to talk with UN Women, and they were asking me, well, where is it? Has it been approved? So this is a matter that is not within me to determine, but all I can do is to do the necessary follow-ups.
You're watching Channel 5 News. More news and sports coming up after the break.
Sorrento.
Shopping is a lot easier with Courts Ready Finance. Choose what you want from our wide range of quality products, and we take care of the rest. Courts Ready Finance's affordability means there's no deposit. There's no need for a lump sum of cash. It's flexible, which means you choose your payment term and you're guaranteed the lowest monthly payments anywhere. Best of all, it's easy. Easy to get and easy to pay. Shop at Courts today and get what you want hassle-free. Courts Ready Finance. Easy, affordable, flexible.
Treasure those simple moments, the priceless ones, because life is too short to let those special moments pass you by. No matter how big or small the occasion, at Marpin, we add value to life and help you celebrate with your moment of fame. The Graphic Channel, because every moment counts.
I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care.
Welcome back. And the Minister of Education says he'll initiate dialogue with the Dominica Association of Teachers on the job classification exercise. Peter Sejar says he will meet with the DAT president to discuss the areas of concern to the union.
We are at a point now where we expect word from the Dominica Association of Teachers. In fact, I will initiate discussions with the president of the Dominica Association of Teachers because they have a few qualms with the job classification exercise, and of course understandably so. But my view is what we need now is to sit, dialogue, hear them out, and seek to address the areas that they feel that would adversely affect the teachers of Dominica. Because basically what they're saying, there are some areas within this whole exercise that we cannot deal with teachers as we would deal with a junior clerk who sits at a desk at the Ministry of Education or the senior officer within the Ministry of Finance. And we understand that what we need now is some dialogue as far as that is concerned.
The union gave a layman's view of what job classification would mean.
We look at what John X does and we work it against what he achieves. Look at his current pay structure, look at his position, and try to rationalize the two so that in effect some individuals may be better off. But you see, generally people feel, well, look, I'm going to receive less pay. That is not the case. It is a comprehensive analysis of the public service. And also, well, of course, that including remuneration and ensuring that people receive the correct remuneration for the work that they do.
In court news, sexual offenses make up a significant number of the cases on the cause list for the January 2015 High Court Criminal Assizes. There are 12 matters related to indecent assault on the January list and 4 murder cases. 3 of the murder cases are down for retrial, including a case involving siblings Herbert and Loretta Xavier and Manuela Williams of Soufriere. The 2 other murder cases involve Kenrick Tyson and David Sejar. Arraignment is scheduled for Tuesday. And finally in the news, Jermaine Japierre is the public officer for the year 2014.
Japierre was just one of the leading ladies being awarded on Friday night at the Public Service Award ceremony. She was also given the Senior Management Award for 14 years of service.
And in working hard, you know, one should not look at, well, it's, I have a lot of work to do today. One should look at, okay, what do I need to do to get this task done? And one cannot look at the clock. You know, I always say to people that I don't keep a clock. You know, I don't look at the clock when I'm at work. You know, I know that my work is done when the task is complete at the end of the day. Even if I'm there until midnight, you know, I'm going to stay and ensure that the task is done.
Lydia Capitole Toussaint received the Senior Officer Award and the winning theme, An Efficient Service, A Sustainable Future.
So we realized as a public service, in order for us to not only have a future but remain vibrant, we have to become more efficient. We have to become better at what we do, so that when people think of coming anywhere for a service, especially a service that they can get somewhere else, then of course it will be the public service. But at the same time, that doesn't mean we can just sit on our laurels. We have to become more efficient.
A special award was presented to the Chief Personnel Officer for her 8 years of service as the CPO, who will be serving her final year as a public officer this year.
Because I wanted to retire at a time when I could choose another career and work for another significant period of time doing something different. I want to be able to expand my field and also do work in other areas and see what either private sector or even work at a regional level may be like.
Edwards has been serving as a public officer for 24 years. Other awardees were the Sports Division for Overall Winner, Fun Games and Cricket, and the Prison and Fire Division for Domino. The team award went to the Maintenance Garage and Fire Ambulance Service Division and the Inland Revenue Division for the Minister for the Public Service Award for Best Attendance. Wayne Winston received the award for Best Minister of Public Service Attendance. Kerry Ann Remy received the Middle Management Award, and the Junior Officer Award went to Alexia Valerie, with the Temporary Officer Award going to Rosalie Bazile and the Jerry Augustine Award to Carol Viville. 77 retirees were also awarded.
That's news coming up in sports. The West Indies shattered the T20 record books. That and more in sports next.
A weekly sports magazine featuring fresh, exciting and stimulating interviews on local and regional sporting events. Gavin Richards keeps his eyes on sports live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Repeat Sundays 12 noon on Marpins Channel 5.
We kick off with some football news where the national women's team had mixed results in Barbados last weekend. The national team, currently preparing for the inaugural Windward Islands Women's Tournament, settled for a draw and a defeat in their 2 friendly matches in Barbados last weekend.
We began the friendly international in Barbados, where the home team defeated Dominica 3-1 in the first back-to-back matches on Saturday. Isalda Alexander scored for Dominica. The girls from the Isle regrouped on Sunday to earn a hard-fought 1-1 draw after a goalless Sam. Barbados opened the scoring, with Ali Jetid getting the equalizer for Dominica. The team returns on island today, Monday.
Meantime, the Southeast suffered a setback in their title bid as action continued in the Lime DFA Premier League. Second place Southeast dropped 3 points as they lost on Sunday. Also, the Maho Soka Strikers, they picked up their first win of the season, while controversy brought a premature end to the match between the league leaders Exodus and the defending champions Northern Concrete and Steel Bombers.
In the Lime Premier League on Saturday, Maho Soka Strikers won their first match since being promoted to the Premier League with a 3-1 victory over Icons Football Club at the Pori playing field. Brad John Baptiste from the back of the net twice for Soka Strikers, with Kenny George getting one. Jeffrey Charles scored for Icons, while at the Dubla playing field, Harlem United and Dubla Football Club played 2-1 draw. Donan Gervais scored to put Harlem in the lead, with Brian Thomas getting the equalizer for Dubla. On Sunday, Surgical Southeast suffered a setback to their title challenge as they went down by 1-0 against Scotiabank Buffet State at the Pori playing field. Delroy Parker scored in the first minute of the second half for Buffet State, while at the Dubla playing field, the match between defending champions Northern Concrete and Steel Bombers and the league leaders Exodus Football Club ended in controversy. After a goalless first half, Romario Bergils scored from the penalty spot to give Bombers the lead. Exodus responded with 2 quick goals late in the second half, which sparked some protests by Bombers. The match referee eventually blew off the match, with Exodus leading 2-1. The DFA awaits the referee's report. In time, Elmont Derrick of Harlem, Brad John Baptiste of Soka Strikers, and Delroy Parker of Scotiabank Buffet State would name man of the match over the weekend.
On to basketball, the Mont Prosper Strikers got the better of the ever-popular Ball Hogs as action continued in the Roseau Valley Basketball League last weekend. The final scores in that match 54-49 in favor of the Mont Prosper Strikers. For the Strikers, Lyndall Mayers had 19 points and Emil Kadu 10 points, while for the Ball Hogs, Kobe Williams scored 18 points. Meantime, in the second game, the Emsall Mafia succumbed to the Lily Valley Sharks. The final scores 83-64. For the Sharks, Junior Isles scored 37, Tony Sticky Lee 25, and Eon Brumont 11 points, while for the Mafia, Dwight Timothy had 21, General Joseph 15, Austin Nichols 14, and Isaiah John had 14 points as well. On to some cricket, where Chris Gayle slammed another rapid half-century and the West Indies broke a record for the highest run chase in T20 cricket history as they took an unbeatable 2-0 lead in their 3-match T20 series. South Africa sent into bat first, scored a massive 231 for 7 in their 20 overs, with Du Plessis getting 119 from 56 balls and Miller 47 from 26. Jason Holder picked up 2 for 40 and Dwayne Bravo 2 for 32. Suman Ben 1 for 42. Chasing 232 to win, the West Indies got off to a rocket start with Chris Gayle and Samuels taking the South Africans apart, sharing a record partnership. And Gayle scored 90 from 41 balls, Marlon Samuels 60 from 39. Darren Sammy slammed home the winning runs with an unbeaten 20 as the West Indies scored 236 for 6 in 19.2 overs. Chris Gayle was named the man of the match. So a total of 467 runs scored in that T20 match, that's another record, and 68 boundaries as well, another record.
At halftime, to be fair, all the boys was very confident. They said if they could get to 220, we could do it. We just had to break it down. Chris said 2 guys have to get 50, striking at 190, and the rest just chip in, and that's what happened.
And you came to the fore at the end, not a bad way for the skipper to finish things?
Yeah, you know, chasing 220, it will take a team effort, and we just needed guys to get 14 or 3 balls, and, you know, 2 other finishing touches is always good to perform when the team wins. But I must say, hats off. I feel for Faf, you know, 2 brilliant innings, and he ended up on the losing side. But I think today cricket was the winner. Crowd was entertained in a full house, and hopefully Durban we could have another game like that.
In more cricket news, you ever wondered what it would feel like to be the only West Indian to make the World One-Day International team for 2014 and not be included in the West Indies team for the World Cup for 2015? What must be the feeling like to be judged by the rest of the cricketing world as the best player at your position for 2014 and not be able to get on to the West Indies cricket team? Well, we can all get on to Dwayne Bravo's Twitter or Instagram or Facebook page and ask him that question, because the West Indies selectors have decided that the former ODI captain will not be part of the World Cup plans for next month. Kieron Pollard was also not included in the West Indies team. The full team for the World Cup is Jason Holder, the captain, Marlon Samuels, vice-captain, Suman Ben, Darren Bravo, Jonathan Carter, Sheldon Cottrell, Christopher Gill, Sunil Narayan, Dinesh Ramdin, Kema Roach, Andrew Russell, Darren Sami, Lendell Simmons, Dwayne Smith, and Jerome Taylor. Meantime, West Indies player Chris Gayle has questioned the omission of Dwayne Bravo and Kieran Pollard from the World Cup team. Gayle says it feels like the players are being victimized for their role in the Indian strike.
This morning actually, I woke up, I saw the World Cup squad, no Pollard and no Bravo. I felt really, really hurt, deep inside, and that's the reason why I want to actually win this series. We have the best team here, and to see those two guys excluded, I know it's sad for West Indies cricket. If they really believe in our ability, those two guys should be in West Indies cricket in South Africa for the 50 over tournament and the World Cup squad. It's so sad, but I'm really actually glad to actually win this and kind of show them up a bit.
Meantime, Chris Gayle has reportedly turned down a WICB retainer contract for 2015. West Indies spinner Sunil Narayan is also the other player who has declined an offered contract. The contracts were approved at a WICB board meeting in Antigua on Saturday. The selection for central retainer contracts was done on the basis of player performance in the various formats, with Test cricket being the premier format, followed by ODIs and T20 internationals. The list of contracted players are Sunil Ben, Craig Brathwaite, Darren Bravo, Dwayne Bravo, Shivnarine Chandapal, Jason Holder, Dinesh Ramdin, Kema Roach, Andrew Russell, Darren Sami, Marlon Samuels, and Jerome Taylor. That's all the time for sports. Your weather report is next.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I'm your presenter, Marshall Alexander. Again, we begin by taking a look at earlier infrared satellite imagery and what it showed. Some low-level clouds which moved across the region today, resulting in mostly cloudy skies across Dominica. Now, taking a look at earlier radar imagery and what it showed. Some scattered showers which moved across the region today, as has been the case for the past few days. Tonight's weather is expected to be mostly cloudy and breezy with some scattered showers, with temperatures down to 20 degrees Celsius in the interior. Similar conditions can be expected tomorrow, with temperatures up to 29 degrees Celsius. Sea conditions are expected to be rough in open water with swells up to 12 feet. A small craft warning remains in effect for above normal sea swells. Therefore, small craft operators and sea beavers, you're advised to exercise extreme caution. Conditions for the next 3 days: mostly cloudy skies with scattered showers can be expected on Tuesday and Thursday, with partly cloudy to cloudy skies with scattered showers expected on Wednesday. A decrease in wind speeds can also be expected as we move into Thursday. Conditions for the rest of the Caribbean tomorrow: occasional cloudy skies with scattered showers and also breezy condition can be expected across most of the region tomorrow. Our international cities forecast: some rain can be expected in Miami, London, and Caracas, with partly cloudy skies expected in Beijing and New York. Some pretty cold temperatures can be expected in New York. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:45 a.m. and sunset will be at 5:53 p.m. For more information, you can call the weather hotline at 447-5555 or visit the website at weather.gov.dm. Join us tomorrow for your next weather broadcast. Have a good night.
This is Channel 5 News, the headlines. The UWP leader presents a petition to reinstate a former airport security officer. And the former president, Eliud Williams, would like to see salary increases linked to productivity and Dominica's tourism to benefit from a vagrancy policy to go before cabinet. Send your questions and comments to news@mapping2k4.com. For instant access to the news, you can also download the Turn Up 767 app. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Gavin Richards. Thank you for watching.